I just watched a video where a raving lunatic said that Sharron Engel hates autistic people. Why? Well, because she opposes forcing health insurance companies to cover autism. And this means that she hates autistic people. I actually take the same position. I don't think health insurance companies should be mandated to cover anything, because they're a for-profit company and they're not a welfare program. Politicians are trying to make health insurance into a welfare program. It was originally intended to only cover catastrophic incidents. They're outlawing denying people based on pre-existing conditions. I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of insurance, which is supposed to be based on risk. It's just insane because, I mean, you don't buy fire insurance after your house insurance after your home's on fire. You don't buy flood insurance after your house has been flooded. You don't buy car insurance after you've crashed your car. I mean, insurance is insurance, not welfare. Okay, let's just make that clear. But anyway, on principle, I oppose it because it's a form of involuntary servitude, which is actually illegal under the 13th Amendment. Now, what is involuntary servitude? Well, it's slavery. It's the government holding a gun to the insurance company's head. Now, I'm not saying they're angels from heaven, but it's basically the government holding a gun to the insurance company's head and saying, "Serve autistic people!" Okay, I know I sound a little bit callous here, and I know I sound like I hate autistic people, but I'll tell you a little secret. I'll let you in on something. I'm autistic myself. So, I oppose it too. I don't think the insurance company is my slave, and I don't think that they should be forced to serve me. Right now, they won't cover a certain medical condition I have, and I'm a little bit, not very happy about it, but at the same time, I think it's unethical to infringe on economic liberty for my own, selfish sake. I know that's, I wake up with aching pains in the morning, it kind of makes me feel bad about myself, but, this medical condition I'm talking about. But I still wouldn't bring the insurance company to court and force them to serve me. I think they will cover my heart procedures. I also have a heart arrhythmia, which is a regular heartbeat, and I get tired and warm and dizzy and nauseous because of it. I get really sick. So I have a lot of medical problems, and if they, stop covering my heart arrhythmia, I'd be pretty pissed off. And I'd be infuriated. But at the same time, on principle, I oppose slavery in all forms, whether it's personal slavery, enslaving an African or a white person or an Asian, or whether it's enslaving economically an insurance company. It's also the reason I oppose anti-discrimination laws. Any other points I should make? Oh, yes. There's another reason Sharron Engel actually opposes the mandate, and, people don't actually think about this. The mandate basically creates a cottage industry in which the definition of autism is expanded. And this causes, a whole array of symptoms to be covered under health insurance. That you might not be autistic, but you can still get covered under autism because you have symptoms of autism. And that actually hurts autistic people because it drives their premiums up. Because the more people you take on, and the more expensive the procedures you have to cover, the higher the premiums for everyone else, including autistic people. I just want to make that clear. And that's another reason why Sharron Engel opposes the health insurance mandate. But on principle, again, it's a use of force, it's an act of aggression. It's compulsion. It's forcing the insurance company to sacrifice its profits for somebody else. And again, they're out to make a profit just like anybody else. You're not entitled to insurance. You do not have a right to insurance. You get it on the graciousness of the insurance company. It's as simple as that. In a free market, that's the way it's supposed to work. And I'm just infuriated that people are equating Sharron Engel, a wonderful lady, as, somebody who hates autistic people. I support her. And I support all of her positions. And, I'm not going to take this bullshit that she's just some crazy lunatic lady just because she's not afraid to take the hard positions, the politically incorrect positions sometimes. Another thing, are we going to force insurance companies to cover every little fucking thing? Are we going to force them to cover schizophrenia? Are we going to force them to cover bipolar disorder? I mean, there's a wide variety of disorders out there. Are we going to force them to cover AIDS? Are we going to force them to cover post-traumatic stress disorder? Are we going to force them to cover all of those other mental diseases? There's hundreds of them. Imagine what happened if we covered every single one of those mental illnesses. Imagine how high the premiums would be. Insurance companies would literally go out of business. There'd be no more private insurance. We'd probably move toward a socialistic healthcare system, like the one in Great Britain. The one with the death panels. NICE. Nice. What a nice little name. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, if government suddenly forced insurance companies to cover bipolar disorder, there'd be people saying, "You hate bipolar people!" If, someone opposed that mandate, if, the government suddenly started forcing them to cover schizophrenia, people would be saying, "You hate schizophrenic people!" If it was, post-traumatic, "You hate post-traumatic stress disorder people!" If it was nosebleeds, it would be like, "You hate people whose noses bleed all the time!" And this is the way it works. You implement a government program, somebody advocates repealing it, and all of a sudden they're the worst person on earth because they want to, get rid of it. And how are we supposed... I don't know how we're supposed to afford this $1 trillion entitlement system anymore. It's all going to collapse eventually, and pretty soon there won't be any more programs because our economy will collapse. And I'm sure you'll be happy then. But that's all I have to say to you, my friend. The person I'm responding to, you know who you are. Thank you, and have a fabulous day.